My Lords, the purpose of tabling Amendment 87FD is twofold. First, it is to shine a beacon of light on a building scandal that has recently fallen out of the national spotlight. The second is to urge the government to use this bill to exert further pressure on those who caused the Grenfell Tower tragedy, where, I remind the House, 72 people lost their lives. This amendment is not about pointing the finger of blame at this or past governments. It is about seeking to put more pressure on those who created the conditions in which people have died, and in which many leaseholders are now having to endure the conditions consequent on building safety failure. So what are the facts? The MHCLG estimate, and I note there is no current definitive figure, that between 5,900 and 9,000 buildings of over 11 metres have unsafe cladding. This means there are over 250,000 individual flats and perhaps nearly 500,000 people affected. And that is just for those blocks over 11 metres, which are the subject of the Building Safety Act. Now, according to government figures for August this year, 1,927 blocks have had their remediation completed, and further 750 have started. But it leaves many thousands of leaseholders in limbo. Now, I accept that the government has attempted to improve its position with the remediation acceleration plan, alongside a promise for a remediation bill. So, on that one, can the noble Baroness the Minister tell the House when the bill is likely to be introduced? The action plan commits to completing all remediation of blocks over 11 metres by 2029. That is a full 12 years after the Grenfell Tower fire. And meanwhile, leaseholders are paying the price for the situation that in no part is of their making. They are paying for it in extortionate insurance bills, in ever-rising service charges, and in knowing that they have no way out as their flats do not sell. For some, this has had very tragic consequences. The mother of one of those who has ended their life as a direct result of this enormously stressful situation is sitting in the gallery today and listening to this debate. This bill is an opportunity to further address the building safety scandal by putting more pressure on those who created these dangerous living conditions. Amendment 87FD, in my name and co-signed by the Noble Earl Lytton, seeks to require that the construction companies that have signed up to the Responsible Actors Scheme agree to the full remediation of all buildings, and that includes those under 11 metres, before they are able to proceed with further major developments. This must be achieved at no cost to leaseholders. For those living in blocks of under 11 metres, currently the costs fall on them, despite their not having created the building scandal in any way. The major house builders are well able to afford to pay for the crisis they created, with annual operating profits being in the high hundreds of millions of pounds. Now, unfortunately, the noble Lord Young of Cookham wished to speak in support of this amendment, but is currently speaking in Grand Committee. He has asked me to say that he is in complete support of the amendment and will vote in the lobbies in support of it if a vote is called. I look forward to the noble Baroness the Minister's response, but if I am not satisfied that more can be extracted from those who created the crisis that is putting lives at risk, then I will test the opinion of the House. I beg to move.
Yeah.